Mario Kart World is essentially ruined if Nintendo doesn't step in and fix the problem. Now I know, pretty much everyone in Nintendo space has talked about this subject before, but I got some different thoughts and opinions on the subject. And honestly, you gotta have different point of views when you look at a Mario Kart game, or as a game in general, because not everybody looks at the game exactly the same. So anyways, let's get straight into it. Okay, so don't get me wrong, I think that Mario Kart World really is a special game. We can all agree that the mechanics in this game is probably the greatest mechanics that we've seen in any Mario Kart game. Being able to just jump off the ground, go onto a ledge, trick off a tree, and keep going, that is some of the greatest mechanics that we've seen. But Nintendo hasn't really been utilizing the full power of mechanics. Now, of course, what I'm going to be saying here is the intermission tracks. Now, you can't really do half of that crazy jump trick stuff when you're just going in a straight line, or in the odd time, you're just trying to go around a corner and beat the person who's in first place because you got a giant mushroom and a golden mushroom just going through the map. So you can't really utilize the trick system with intermission tracks. The only time that I think that I've actually used the trick system was when I was doing a 3-lap race. 3-lap race allowed you to do different tricks and just try to practice them on the way around. But also, all of these different complaints, they're not all in one place, which is the online. We can even say that the open world, the free roll, there's not really nothing to do after you collected all the coins. Now, I haven't actually collected all the coins, but still, sometimes you just driving around, you're kind of bored, and also the map doesn't actually even show you where even the blue P buttons are, where the peach coins are. It's just overall a very, very sad thing. And now, when we're taking a look at the online play, right now it is really noticeable that not many players are playing compared to now and launch. If you look at it, you can go into a loading zone and you'll probably be sitting there for at least a minute waiting for a match to start, and when the match does start, 24 players is not going to be there. Chances are you'll get 12, 16, maybe 18. Sometimes you could get even less, 10 players, 4 players. It's a kind of crazy thing. It's a kind of crazy scenario. I guess it depends where your game is located, but right now, there's not that many players playing the game. And honestly, I had the best amount of time. I had the best amount of time when I was live streaming in the game, just playing custom tracks where you were able to do the 3-lap tracks. You were able to just pick the track that you wanted to. You could do Rainbow Road online. You could do all of those different things. And honestly, that was the funnest I've ever had playing Mario Kart World, because you could pick all those tracks and you can just, have a great time. You can practice doing all the different mechanics. You can practice with, your skills on Mario Kart. Because right now, if you go either doing the races mode or knockout tour, they're essentially the same thing. Sure, races mode, you will not get eliminated, but knockout tour you will. That's pretty much the only difference. And honestly, it's just a sad thing. It really is. I thought that this game truly would be the next Mario Kart game, truly would be the greatest Mario Kart game, because you look at it, this game was in development for 9 years, because it was originally supposed to be a Nintendo Switch game. But how in the world does it take you this long to make an open world game? Had 0 cards. I mean, there is a lot of cards, there is a lot of characters, but there's not as much as you would think for a game that took so long to create. There's only 30 tracks. There's 8 rallies, so you can either do the same 8 rallies all the time, or you could do the same, 8 cups. So overall, there's only 8 different things, and all of them aren't even 3-lap, where the main foundation of Mario Kart was actually produced, a 3-lap track. Now, I don't want to sit here and say, oh, well, 3-lap track is so much better. Well, not all the time. It's not always better. Honestly, I think Knockout Tour is a pretty fun mode, but there just should have been an extra game mode that allows you to just pick, oh, okay, so you know what? I want 3-lap track, or I want to remove something, or maybe add a fun little game mode that was only bullet bills or blue shells or something like that. A weird, goofy game mode that would expire once a day. You would jump back in, it'd be a different game mode. That's one way that you can make this game even better. Heck, there are free games that do something even better than that. If we were gonna take a look, now of course, this isn't really a free game. We can't really compare them, but it still is kind of strange why they don't want to actually work on it every day. You know how great your game would be if you do something like that. Look at that, Mario Kart Tour. Now, Mario Kart Tour was a free game that you didn't actually have to pay for characters. If you didn't want to, you didn't need characters. And you could just go into the game once per day and there would be a different thing. I guarantee you there would be a different thing there. Now, every single week there was a major update for the game, which was pretty cool. It was really nice. There was a lot of different costumes. There was a lot of different cards. There was even like little mystery box kind of things where you could get golden Mario, golden Yoshi's, golden like that. It was pretty great. What if they implemented that into Mario Kart World? Is there so much to ask? If this truly is their passion project, their project that they've made for so long, don't you think that trying to keep the game alive instead of just letting it rot in the dust is necessarily a bad thing to ask for? Now, in terms of Nintendo Direct, we're supposed to get a Nintendo Direct, and if we don't see anything about Mario Kart World, I'm gonna be shocked. I'm gonna be shocked to say the least, because yes, this game truly will go kaput. It won't survive past the first 6 months. So overall, I think that, honestly, the only reason why I'm making this video in the first place is because I had the best amount of time when I was playing with you. And if you were there for that, thank you so much. It was such a fun thing. It was honestly really fun. You were picking tracks left and right. We were able to do Rainbow Road online. Honestly, I think that that was the best, funnest amount of time that I've had playing Mario Kart World. So I decided to just jump back in, go to online races, and it definitely wasn't the same. I was stuck doing the intermission tracks, and honestly, I think that intermission tracks are good for sometimes, but also being able to do 3-lap casual Mario Kart is also pretty useful. And before any of you say, okay, well, don't knock it till you try it, the intermission tracks are pretty cool once you really get the hang of it. It kind of feels like you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And I see your point. The 3-lap tracks, you're still doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, but there is some difference to that. There really is some difference to that. Instead of going straight, just trying to stay in the back so you get bullet bills, maybe giant mushrooms, or the dash mushroom, the golden mushroom, the greatest item in the game, you can just like, okay, so I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna get a mushroom, I'm gonna get a red shell, I'm gonna get the person out of first place. There's not really any of that, oh, I'm gonna stay behind, but overall, it's pretty interesting. Now, the battle mode. Now, that's a one thing that we've really got to mention, because right now, if you try to play battle mode online, best of luck. There's probably gonna be like 5 people inside of your map, compared to 24 racers where the game actually advertises. Overall, it's pretty rough. But even if you do just play by yourself or with friends or family or something like that, you'll notice that the battle mode definitely isn't the same from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Definitely isn't the same from like Mario Kart Wii. It actually is somehow worse. It's just somehow worse because there's no option to turn off, so once you get popped, you get eliminated. And what kind of fun is that? You're going up against someone, you want to just drive to your heart's content, you know, pop balloons left and right. And if you do that, you notice that, oh wait, they gotta spectate for 3 minutes or something like that. No, this is Mario Kart. You're not supposed to sit there and spectate for so long, you know? But the only time that you should maybe spectate, or you could just leave, is the rally. The Rally Knockout Tour. It's one of those game modes that, you know, you just go, you have fun, you could play once in a while, you get knocked out, oh well, back to the lobby. It's just something like that. Anyways, another thing that I think would really fix Mario Kart World is honestly just the daily things. The daily things would really fix it. And even if we get a DLC, what could the DLC add? Now, the one thing that I'm probably going to say would actually save the day is add, okay, so here we go. It's a long bucket list. All right, so 3-lap tracks inside of online. Also, more tracks to choose from. Right now we got 32. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had 96 tracks to choose from. You got to put that in consideration. We didn't even get half of what those tracks actually are. So maybe we can add more tracks, Nintendo. You would save the game. Thank you very much. Also, if you take a look at maybe we can get more characters, even more. I think that the selection in Mario Kart World really is truly the greatest selection that we've seen in any Mario Kart game, but just add even more characters, that would be pretty cool. Maybe you could add a shop. You know what? I think a shop would be much needed in Mario Kart World. Add different cards, add different things that you can buy in this shop, because when you're inside the open world, you're getting a whole bunch of coins. Once you pass 3,000 coins, you can't do anything else with your coins. It's just like sitting there. It's just sitting inside of your little in-game wallet. Maybe you get hundreds of thousands, but you never know because you can't see it past like 3,000. You can't even do anything past 3,000. There should have been little shops inside the game that you would buy things from. Maybe it would help you inside your adventure. Maybe it would help you inside your game, in fact. Like maybe inside races, you could have had 20 coins. You can go stop by, get a different item. Maybe it'll give you a blue shell. Maybe it'll give you a mushroom. Maybe it'll give you something. You can sacrifice your coins to get a special powerful item. You can use that to gain the advantage. You could gain first place. That would have been the greatest thing ever. And honestly, I'm not saying all these things just to say, don't buy Mario Kart World. It's a waste of money. No. I think that it's a great thing. It's a great experience, and it will allow you to have your own opinions on the game. Honestly, I think that the game is great. It still is a fantastic game, but I'm still hoping that Nintendo announces something. And it better not be paid DLC. Like, if it's paid DLC, I don't think anyone's buying that, because you got to think about it. The game is $80 US. For me in Canada, it's $110. With taxes, $120. And then if they do some sort of $30, DLC for the game, what is it, $30? It's $30 in Canada, probably $20 in the States. So anyways, if you add that to the pile, $150, which is a lot for 2 accessories, 2 things, $150 for Mario Kart World, let's just say, and then DLC, supposed DLC. And oh wait, do you need it? Let's just say that you didn't even have a Nintendo Switch. You didn't have any of that stuff. Oh, first of all, you got to get your Nintendo Switch too. $800 and some dollars. Add on Mario Kart World. Okay, that right there is like $920. Then we get your DLC. There we go. We got $950. Oh wait. You got to get online, you got to play online. Okay, that's another like $20, $1,000 for like to play the entire package. Come on, like no, it has to be a free DLC if it's gonna allow players to stick around, or daily updates or something like that. This is what we need, Nintendo. This is what we need to fix Mario Kart World. Overall, I think that it still is a fun game, but it's still missing a lot of things. I have the best time. This was honestly the go-to game when I was playing online on a live stream. That was just the funnest thing. It was so much fun that going back to it now, you would think that there just would be a plus at the top icon. You could do that. Just do the same things that you have for friends, that you just click the plus icon and boom, it gives you a 3-lap track, or you're allowed to play Rainbow Road online. Yeah, so overall, this is all my thoughts and opinions, kind of blurted out into one video. It's a lot about Mario Kart World, but honestly, I really had to get this off my chest, It's okay if this video is only gonna get like 20 views, but I just hope that if you watch this all the way to the end, consider hit the like button, maybe subscribing if you are new. I do a lot of different Nintendo things. Mario Kart, stay up to date with that. Stay up to date with a whole bunch of different games, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and a whole bunch of stuff. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed, and with that being said, see you in the next one.